Hunter x Hunter is back, but Gon is no longer the main character. Let's talk about why. So in the story, shortly after where the anime ends, we come to find out that Gon can no longer make any aura. He can't utilize his nin. And because of that, he can't really go on the same adventures that he was going on. And so he just returns home to Whale Island to catch up on his studies. And that's the last we've seen of him. And that's where the clickbaiters would have you believe the story ends, that Gon has been written out of Hunter x Hunter, his story finished, and now replaced by a new MC in Kurapika. And that's just simply not true. Kurapika is just taking center stage right now in this arc, and Gon is taking a back seat. And this isn't even anything new. This same exact thing happened back during the York New City arc, in which Kurapika also took center stage. Now, I think the main reason people really run with this idea of Gon no longer being in Hunter x Hunter stems from the real-life issues that have faced the manga. And by that, I mean Togashi's health issues. If you didn't know, he suffers from a ton of health issues, mostly stemming from a really bad back that have prevented him from working on this series for extended amounts of time. Hunter x Hunter has gone on a number of hiatuses over the past decade, and because of that, we've gotten only bits and pieces of the story, which means that ever since Gon took his exit, it's been a very long time in real life since we've seen him. But assuming Togashi's health continues to improve and he does continue to work on Hunter x Hunter, which we happen to be in the renaissance of it right now, that's not what this video is about, but the Succession War arc with Kurapika center stage is incredible. One of the best manga arcs I have ever read. But anyway, I digress. Point is, the story will definitely circle back to Gon, assuming Togashi's health allows him to continue the story. And just since I know some people will ask me, well, how do you know that? Well, first of all, he is the legitimate MC. He's not just going to be like shoved to the side like that. But also, we've also had foreshadowing for different moments in Gon's story that have not happened yet. Namely, Gyro being set up as a major antagonist. And, again, assuming Togashi gets to continue the story, we're obviously going to reach some sort of confrontation between Gon and Gyro. So in my opinion, Gon will be back. He'll learn to use his nin again. It's really just a matter of time. He's just not in this arc. But now, speaking of Gon, I've actually gotten a couple of questions related to this whole subject, starting with this one from Bean Boy Hank, who wants to know if I think we might actually see Gon re-enter the story soon, specifically because the next chapter that's coming out is chapter 405, which happens to be Gon's Hunter examination number back during that arc. Now, I don't think Gon is just going to magically appear in the middle of this arc, because for those of you that didn't know, it's taking place on a ship in the middle of the ocean. He can't really just show up. But you never know when Togashi might give us a peek into what he's doing, so might he do that in chapter 405? Maybe, but it doesn't seem like he's been paying homage to their Hunter identification numbers, at least in the recent chapters, because we just had 404, which was Kurapika's, and yes, he was in the chapter, but I don't really think there was much of an allusion beyond that obvious fact. And 404 had the reintroduction of Leorio for the first time in forever, where he could have done that one chapter earlier to match Leorio's number, and he didn't. So could we get some sort of, I guess not flashback, but flash sideways to what Gon is doing soon? Maybe, because we also got this from Togashi recently. This is his Twitter account, for those of you that didn't know, and he's been, sharing his progress as he's resumed work on Hunter x Hunter, showing the pages he does every day, and he lets us know when chapters have been, fully inked and completed. And recently, this week, talking about yesterday, today, he's been covering the chapter, because he's not going to show the spoilers of what he's working on, with a sketch of Gon, which is the first time he's done this, I think, ever, but at least in a very long time. So could he be cheekily hinting that we may see some Gon soon? Maybe. And then the other question I've gotten was in response to a video I put out about the 10 strongest characters in Hunter x Hunter, and Builder wanted to know, what do I think Gon's true potential in the show is? Is he mid? And absolutely not. Gon has one of the highest potentials in the entire series, and like in that video where I ranked the adult version of him at number 2, just behind Meruem, I think that speaks for itself. The fact that Pito thought that Gon had the ability to reach the king, his fangs could reach the king, I forget the exact phrasing, but that implies that she was nervous that he might actually be strong enough to defeat Meruem. And we know that that form of him, which represents the most strength he will ever have, was incredible, right? So yeah, I think Gon's potential is out of this world, and it's just a matter of, how far we'll actually get to see that develop. Again, largely dependent on Togashi's health. But yeah, Gon's built different. So yes, Hunter x Hunter is back, Gon is gone, but that's just for now. And I really hope that doesn't dissuade you from checking out this arc because, like I mentioned earlier, it's incredible. One of the deepest and most compelling manga arcs that I have ever read. And even, let's just remove manga as a qualifier out of that. One of the most deep and interesting pieces of fiction that I have read. This Succession War arc is really good. And then we're presumably heading into the Dark Continent, which would also be incredible. So stop sleeping on Hunter x Hunter.